evening, and I hope you are well wherever you are. Welcome to yet another amazing episode of Health and Wellness Show. My name is Chabet Birir, and today we are talking about a very controversial topic, skin bleaching. It is widely talked about. We have a lot of people doing skin bleaching. What are the psychological aspects? What makes somebody want to bleach their skin? What are the medical implications of skin bleaching? What are the harmful effects? And is it reversible? To talk about all that, I have three people on set, three amazing people. And to my immediate left is Beverly Akoth. She's a counseling psychologist, and she'll help us explain the psychology behind skin bleaching. Karibu sana, Beverly.
Asante sana.
We also have Dr. Bernard Gishina. He is a dermatologist, and he will help us also understand skin bleaching, especially in terms of the medical aspects. Is it harmful? Can it be reversed? Is there safe skin bleaching? Welcome. Karibu sana. We are looking forward to your insight. Last but not least, we have Kush Tracy. Na atatuambia jina yake ni gani ya real, iyo ya nyumbani. But I'm sure most of you know her as Kush Tracy. She's an influencer. She's a transformational coach. And I like the work that you're doing, going around schools, talking to students and pupils to live their best life. Karibu sana. But most importantly, why you're here is because you've bleached your skin before and you're currently reversing it. So you'll talk to us about your journey before and after and how it has been. And you'll also explain to us how it has been, you know, how the journey, basically the journey, and how you can talk to people who want to bleach their skin, what they need to know about it, what, you know, the do's and the don'ts. Karibuni sana on set.
Asante.
Sawa. So tutaanza tu na what is skin bleaching. Tuanze na daktari. Ni nini hiyo? What, how, like medically, you know, medically, what is skin bleaching?
Anyway, before maybe I go there, I want to give a disclaimer. Whatever I'm going to talk about is from personal experience. Again, it's my personal thoughts.
Okay.
And lastly, they are based on scientific facts.
Facts.
Yes. So
disclaimer well noted.
Thank you. Thank you. So skin bleaching, in simple terms, is a process where people use chemicals to alter the tone of their skin. That is skin bleaching.
Okay.
Yep.
And is there a medically correct way of doing skin bleaching?
If we talk about skin bleaching, medically, it's not, what is the right thing? It's not encouraged. And actually, if you go to most of the countries out there, even in our country actually, I know it has been banned in so many countries, but people still keep on doing the same thing, that is the skin bleaching. Yes.
And what are the common ingredients found in these products, the skin bleaching, and are they safe?
Thank you very much. Again, a little bit controversial, because what the marketing team do or does, sometimes they don't indicate some of the molecules. We know one of the molecules that is used is mercury, and most of the ingredients are not indicated they have mercury. We have hydroquinone. We have very potent steroids. We have glutathione. Yeah, those are the major, apart from others. There are others that are rather good, kojic acid and the rest. There are quite a number.
Okay. Asante, we'll come back to you to eleze how they work on the skin.
Thank you.
But Kush, you've done this before. What inspired you? What made you want to bleach your skin in the first place?
Well, I'd say based on what I was doing back in the day, I used to be a secular artist, and some of the role models that I had, the top FMCs globally, not in Kenya, but globally, some of the people I looked up to that had gone through skin bleaching. So as a FMC, one of the things I thought was, you know what, if you want to make it to the top, then you have to fit into what works in the industry. So based on the people that I was looking up to in terms of inspiration, the women, the FMCs I wanted to become like, and the women that I adored, I thought, they're doing this, why not do it? So I for me, it was more of, I wanted to fit into the game. And also I did not really have a grounded identity in like who I am and what I'm about. So it was more of like fit in the best way that you can. If you need to tan your complexion, get into it, do it. And just based on the season that I was in, then I did not think much about it. It was just more of like, this works, so why not?
So why not?
Yeah, why not?
And so you went ahead and did it.
Oh, yes, I did. I did. I think I started like 2018. I think it was around our end of 2017, 2018. But I stopped bleaching in 2021. Yeah, so I just woke up one day and I just threw all the creams and everything else, and I was like, you know what, is wrap. Then I just got some cocoa butter, coconut oil and shea butter, mixed them together, and I was like, this is what I'm going to use. And in a month, my complexion had come back. And I believe I'm one of the lucky people who did not go too far, that I was not able to get my skin back. Because some people, they just get to a place where it's even irreversible. It cannot be undone, the damage. So I thank God for that.
And you've talked about, you started in 2017 and stopped in 2021.
Yeah.
Does it mean it's a continuous process? I mean, you have to keep applying this
it's ni kama mafuta too, the same way people use body lotions. Like, you have to keep on applying it, because you have to, if you stop, your melanin production gets back to normal. So if you don't want that to happen, you have to keep on applying creams, and sometimes you have to switch. No, this is from personal experience, having to switch from different creams to other creams. And sometimes I used to do creams that I have no idea what was inside. You just buy something which is mixed, and you just switch from cream to cream, because you get to a place where this no longer adds, it's not working, it's not toning, the toning is not toning. Exactly. So you just have to get something else that is stronger. And I think there's just so many things, and I'm glad you're even having this conversation, because so many things are happening and people are not being told the truth. So you're only seeing the glam side of it, but people don't really know the back side of it, of how bad this can be and what it can cause in terms of even health issues. It's just too much happening. So these are good conversations.
So asante sana for agreeing to come here. Not everybody can accept to come and talk about that topic, that particular topic. And you've talked about what made you bleach your skin. It's actually influence.
Media influence.
Exactly. And where you find that people who are lighter are given better opportunities. But what is the psychological aspect of it? What inspires someone? What goes in the mind of someone who wants to bleach their skin, Beverly?
Oh, well, that's a good one. What is the mental reasoning behind it? She's in fact, you have actually given out your point so well. So the fact is that there is some internal conditioning, right? We have been there's a way our mind has been conditioned to understand that maybe if I get lighter, I'd be loved more, right? It's people are getting the bleaching because they want to be loved more. They want to feel that the society needs to accept them. And that is not supposed to be right. You only have to accept yourself the way you are. You don't have to wait for the lens of the society to accept you. The first things first is that you have to believe in yourself, right? If you believe in yourself, you choose your lifestyle, then the world or the society will get to adjust, right? But then with time, you come to know about body dysphoria. You get to understand that the psychological effect behind the bleaching is that we really want to attain a certain tone, right? There's a certain tone that needs to be. If I'm not in that tone, then I am actually considered an outcast or something. I won't get the love. I won't get the benefits that the society gives out to the lighter people. Yes, and the media actually will keep on pushing that agenda. But I'm happy that we're having this conversation, just as Kush said, because we are trying to unlearn, basically.
Yes.
The whole thing is learning and relearning. The process will still continue. And again, bleaching is an nonlinear reversal. It's an nonlinear process. Okay, healing is all nonlinear. So I guess as we go on in the conversation,
Tracy will and we are coming to you just now. Like, what did it take to bleach your skin? Ulianza aje? Uli approach nani? And how did you get those products?
So what, if you live in Kanairo, these things ziko kwa itao, they're like everywhere. You know, it's not at, even nowadays you just walk in a small shop, because you know, I've gone around Kenya doing coaching for students and just inspiring them and talking to them about different life issues. And even in the most remote areas, we are able to find these things in a normal kiosk. Like they're there if it's a beauty shop, the products are there. And you see, one of the things is, I say it's very important for you to be careful about the people you surround yourself with, you know, the people that you call your besties and your friends. And back in the day, I used to have friends who had started, you know, they were literally melanin my complexion, but then they started doing the bleaching. So I was like, hey, baby girl, kulala kwa mka una mera mera, what is happening, you know? So she like plugged me. And I was like, okay, this is great. And you see, the first thing is this, I would have known from the beginning, this is just going to be a waste of money. Because the first bunch that I got to buy, the same night, that time I used to still party and go out and all of that. So I went out, you know, they're in the car, and that's the day I've just bought them. And it's almost 50K you've spent. So by the time I'm leaving the club, someone broke the car, the window of the car, then they sold the whole bag that had the products inside. So I was like, I should have known that was a sign. This is going downhill from here, you know? But then again, Mimi Nina, and it still went back. You know, that time you're doing shows, you're making money very fast during the week. And I went back, bought another bunch, and I started bleaching. So...
And how long did it take for your skin tone to change?
In a month, you'll see the difference.
In a month?
Yeah, because whatever chemicals that, let me tell you, those this is the funny thing. The thing that the first time, because I've used different products, the first time, the ones which I was using, I could feel the smell, and it was a bit, is it tingy? It's chemical, like you could feel like manzainica paraffin. The way you'd go to a petit and you'll feel like, hey, this smell, it's too much. So there was that. Then after I was done with the first time I did the creams, then I was introduced to glutathione. So now I started doing the IVF, getting injections each and every week. But then again, you still have to use the product again for glutathione to apply on your skin. Then after that, I did the powder ones. There were just they're like 15. They come in a box. I don't know whether they still sell the same thing, but they come in a box. They're like 15 small bottles with powder. So you just keep it here and just beneath your lip, and then it just absorbs. You just in your tongue, then you take it. So I was kind of like trying and, you know, jumping here, jumping there, whatever works, whatever works. Then again with the budget, because like
how much was it?
Like for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, the box with the 15 powder thingies was like 15K.
15K?
Yeah, because there were like 15 of them.
That's about 30K per month.
Exactly. So you're like, hey, this one is not going to be sustainable. Then the injections, you had to pay separately to get your injections done by someone who's a professional.
How much for the injections?
The box for a month was like 45K, 47K. Then you have to now buy the lotions that come with it. So in other words, niko na mashake zililala kujipaka mkorogo, all for nothing. But we thank God for the testimony, you know. So that happened, you know. That happened, and it was more of, I wanted to fit in, and I thought to make it to the top, I had to become a light skin. Then again, psychologically, we are being conditioned. You know, we are looking at this, whatever it is that we are watching, whatever it is that we are allowing ourselves to look at, to believe in, it actually influences how we think about ourselves. So I wasn't really looking at dark-skinned women who've achieved things. I was drawn to the things to do with light-skinned women. So I wanted to become like them. So one of the things that I had to do was also change my taste of the people that I follow and the people that I look at. So I was like, this gorgeous melanin babes, they are thriving and doing things. So I started saying it's not even about the complexion. Colorism is a thing. We limit
like it's
ourselves.
ingrained in our minds.
Exactly, but you have to get to a place of understanding. Not everyone is operating like that. And dark-skinned women are also doing amazing things.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Kush will come to that point where you decided this is it, this is enough. But Daktari, please tell us, how do these products work? Tracy anasema kuna ya mdomo, kuna ya kupaka, kuna ya kuinject. How do they work on the skin?
Yes, ultimately what they do, all of them, whatever you use, ideally is just to reduce the number of the color.
Melanocytes.
The melanocytes actually. And again, some of them actually destroy them completely. So basically that's what they do. And again, some of them actually, even they don't destroy them, they just percolate to the skin and they just lie around there, and then your color changes. Yes, yeah.
And we have kuna hizo sasa the ones that are expensive. I think they are safer. No. What can you say? Are there safer ones and are the cheaper ones very unsafe? What's the difference?
On the contrary, actually the cheaper ones, actually they are more toxic because again they have used very high concentrations, and they know that most people will not be able maybe to spend 45k per month or what have you. So they make the concentration is so high so that the complications at the end of the day, they are higher. The cheaper, the coster it is, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Tracy, we want to understand whether there's a connection between self-esteem and skin bleaching. So while you thought about skin bleaching, did you feel like you were less of yourself or you were not good enough? Because, of course, there's that standard that your peers wanted to, make you get to. But how did you feel internally as a person?
I think it's more of, because I've always been bold, right? And part of the skin bleaching thing was I wanted to become more beautiful according to the standards based on what I wanted to achieve then. My focus was I want to become a top MC, I want to go international, and like I knew like this thing getting, becoming very sexual and very attractive is going to sell, it's going to do its own thing, So part of it was that. But later on I came to realize also when you don't know who you are, and you're not self-aware, then again, you're going to do a lot of things trying to fit into the system and to fit into what society when they're looking at, women at the top, what it means. And especially the entertainment industry. It's a bit different from other industries, Other industries, people get to you can be yourself, and that is, well, your skills will get you to the top. But for us as entertainment, there's something about this. And if I'm not wrong, you can tell. A lot of times, even when it comes to advertising, it's always the light skin, right? Even that's why we have so many filters which actually change even the way we look in terms of our complexion, and they give this glow which is not your natural look and tone, but it's even filters. So sometimes I even feel this. Young people tend to compare themselves with filters, not even real people. Because you see, one thing about the people you're looking at the other side of the screen, most of them you've never met. So the only thing you're seeing is what they're posting, forgetting that they are actually using filters. So all the time, you're asking yourself, why am I not looking like, why am so on this end, we are trying to be like filters, not even other people. We're trying to be like filters. So all of us, we are messed up in our own way, So I think self-esteem is one thing. Also, it's important for parents to get to a place of understanding that this is just generally from the people I've talked to in terms of those who've been inspired by my journey of, from bleaching to coming back to my original color. It's important for parents to affirm their kids regardless of how they look, because sometimes this thing comes from even the family, lakini wewe ni mweusi, kwani ulitoka wapi? Always bringing up some funny, you call them jokes, comments, but they're not, they're not, those comments actually hurt the kids. So if you grow up always feeling like you're less than, and this is your own family, can you imagine how are you going to be able to step into the world dealing with people who are so mean and they could care less? It won't make any sense. So also parents have to affirm their kids. If they're dark skinned, love them and tell them they're gorgeous. Make sure you show them other dark skinned people who've grown up and they're doing amazing things, because you have to structure how they think and condition them before the world conditions them.
Yeah, thank you so much insight. So Beverly, if esteem na skin bleaching, how are they two related?
Self-esteem actually are basically the mental thoughts, your mental thought, how you think about yourself, right? If you think of yourself so highly, then whatever the world thinks about you, you won't actually is it take a dam or make a dam? If you tend to think highly about yourself, trust me, the world will not actually alternate your ways of thinking about you, right? So in a case Kush has brought it out so well, that this esteem is built by actually the beliefs that we have, right? It's the beliefs, it's whatever we see, it's the environment we interact with, how we interact with the environment. So if the environment is going to force us into understanding that, actually making us understand that it is being a fairer version that is actually accepted, then that is what you're going to have, right? And then we will end up belittling ourselves, right? And when you belittle yourself, it means your self-esteem gets what? Gets to the low,
down, yes.
right? And for you to get that, for you to have like, to work on your self-esteem, it means now the environment again, it has to literally change. And then we go back to the family, we go back to parents, we go back to the entire environment, whatever actually makes you, whatever makes your environment, makes up the environment. So self-esteem, if your self-esteem is low, trust me, high chances you're going to bleach, because you are bleaching because you are coming from a point of acceptance. Self-esteem is all about, am I really going to be accepted? If I'm in this form, am I really going to be accepted? And if I'm not going to be accepted, what should I do to feel that much accepted?
Okay.
Yes.
We'll come back to you, and we'll also talk to Tracy on acceptance. How, at what point did you decide, mimi nitakuwa tu vile niko, wenye watanikubali. But daktari, tell us, what are the medical effects of bleaching your skin?
Yeah, maybe what I can look at is the complications that we get out of this whole process. And there are many. There are many complications, from acute complications. Our sister here is talking about even that offensive smell from whatever you are applying on your skin. Those are acute complications. People come with burns. Yes, people will come because of other molecules like mercury. You are going to get issues like chest infections. We get gastritis. And actually, I think in this country, you have had a few deaths out of the injections, the glutathione injections. I think they were there in the media. Other complications, you can have very skin allergy issues. We call them contact dermatitis. Okay. You have had people who have had loss of the entire skin because of use of these chemicals. Those are just acute complications. Then we have other chronic complications. Mercury, we know that it can affect your higher functions, especially the higher functions. You lose your memory. You can have, you can come to the eyes. It can cause cataracts and what have you. The hydroquinone, which is basically almost in all the products that we use, it causes so many other issues. It can cause actually cancers. Yeah, as it's
kidney
being broken,
failure,
kidney failure, liver issues, and then the steroids. The steroids, they can affect all the organs in this body. I've seen people coming, actually my patients coming even with, what is it? They come with, apart from skin lightening and the skin becoming very light, I've seen people coming with, they're called stretch marks actually on the face. Just imagine. I've seen people coming with the hairs on the face and the rest of the body where you are applying the steroids. Okay. People will get issues like hypertension. People will get diabetes. Those are very common complications of these steroids that we are using. Infections. Actually, literally almost everybody who breaches will come with fungal infections. They are very, very common. Yes, those are some of the complications.
Okay, Tracy, did you experience any side effects while you were doing the bleaching?
Yeah, I did. I had some green veins at some point. Then I had, I don't know what they're called, daktari, the webbish, they look like a web.
Actually, they are called stri.
Yes.
Those are stri.
Yes.
You know, because of the skin thinning.
Yes,
you get those anterectasia.
Yes.
Actually, those are the things that you develop. Yeah.
Then, can you imagine, I used to be lighter than him. Like, now you can imagine my, you know. Then I'd get pink. But yours is your natural complexion, you know. Then I'd literally like get sometimes a bit of pink. And I'd get some, there's a time, I got some spots. I don't know what they're called. I've forgotten the name. Some white spots.
White spots.
Yes, on my legs. So there was that. What else did I get? And and the dark eye, the shading. What? And
internal
the shading
organs?
And acne. So one of the things, I say this, you know, sometimes we make mistakes and we think, just because I'm going to reverse it, there won't be any consequences. I never had like acne problems. But you know, after I stopped, before I used to have like a baby-like skin. But after I stopped bleaching, one of the things that I have to live with up to date is acne issues. So all the products that I have to use have to be, they can actually deal with acne. Because that is part of the consequence of what I did, you know. And I tell people, you know, well and good if you want to stop, but then again, be ready to live with some of the consequences, because some of them won't go away.
They won't go away.
They'll still be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll talk about the long-term and the short-term effects of bleaching. And Coach Tracy will also talk to us about the turning point, what made her change her mind and decide to reverse the skin bleaching. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Home Uninterrupted, brought to you by Safaricom. Feels good to be home. Enjoy 25% off on your home internet connection, valid from 1st to 31st of August 2025. For the bronze package, get speeds of 15 Mbps at only 2,250 shillings, down from 2,999 shillings. For the silver package, enjoy 30 Mbps for just 3,075 shillings, down from 4,100 shillings. For the gold package, enjoy 80 Mbps for 4,725 shillings, down from 6,299 shillings. For the diamond package, get ultra-fast speeds of 500 Mbps for only 9,375 shillings, down from 12,499 shillings. Visit My Safaricom app or dial *400# to get connected. Offer valid for new customers. Home Uninterrupted, brought to you by Safaricom. Feels good to be home.
Experience safety, security, entertainment, and more for the whole family. Go to my Safaricom app to find out why it feels good to be home.
Every school day has a surprise, but not every surprise is a good one. Co-op Bank Assurance Intermediary offers protection that keeps your kids learning. Secure your kids' school journey today with Co-op Bank Assurance Intermediary.
There's a kind of bank assurance intermediary that really allows you to relax because you know you'll be good. The kind that gives you access to a good range of insurance solutions from a good variety of insurance partners at good affordable premiums. Get covered real good through Co-op Bank Assurance Intermediary.
We've informed you on matters of life and wellness, from pandemics to mental health, because your life matters. KTN at 35, trusted, fearless, trailblazing.
We are producing leather accessory products using leather that we source locally. So we produce things like belts, we produce shoes, we produce bags, we produce wallets, passport holders, anything that we can play around using leather to produce a product. We always are good to go to test it around, and at the end of the day we see what comes out of the initial thing, which was leather when we were beginning. You can be having an idea, but you know your idea is not what clients are looking for. You have to be able to look at everything that you're making, look at it from the point of what is the client saying. Once you are able to figure out what the clients want and you deliver what they want, then you'll be able to sell.
With a chance to shoot, takes a deflection, it's come the way of Ogam. Ogam turns left, fires home. Kenya lead.
Kwa mara ya kwanza Kenya yailaza Morocco na kujikatia tiketi ya robo finali ya michuano ya CHAN.
Whoever is interested, in arresting me can go ahead and do it.
Aliyekuwa naibu wa rais Rigathi Gachagua ithubutu serikali kumkamata pindi atakaporejea nchini kutoka kwenye ziara yake nchini Marekani. Mzozo wa kimapenzi wasababisha msichana kumuua mpenzi wake kwa kumdunga kisu usiku kwa mkia leo huko Nandi. Na kwenye makala maalum tunaangazia utovu wa nidhamu barabarani, huku matatu maarufu za uchukuzi wa umma zikivunja sheria za barabarani bila kuchukuliwa hatua zozote za kisheria.
Just tuned in, this is the Health and Wellness Show. My name is Chabet Birir, and today we are talking about skin bleaching, the effects and whether it can be reversed, and what inspires people to bleach their skin. Before we took a break, Daktari was explaining to us the effects of bleaching, and Kush Tracy was telling us how the skin bleaching affected her physically. And Kush, sasa tueleze psychologically, how was it? Ilikuwaje mpaka ukasema, enough is enough. Mimi, I will just have to accept myself the way I am. How was it?
I thank God for one thing. Not even I thank him for a lot of things, but there's this one thing. I've always been bold enough to recognize when this is not it, and I'm able to let things go and walk away. So one of the things I started saying is, because I've always said this out loud, one day, God willing, I do desire to get married, I do desire to have children, but then I said this, if I end up marrying a dark-skinned man, yet I've lightened my skin, and I think long-term, I like forward thinking, yet I'm so light and my man is dark and we have kids, probably we are having dark kids, because my DNA is dark, my skin is dark, underlying, so I can just change it from outside. But then I said, if it's not enough for me that I'm a dark-skinned girl, I don't love me for my skin tone, I don't appreciate my skin tone. If I have dark kids, do I have the capacity to love them because they're dark? So I started asking myself those questions, because you see, sometimes I think we don't think about the future, we just think about the now. I want to look, then you forget your DNA doesn't change because you bleached your skin.
And then let me ask, when you bleached your skin, were you now accepted? Did people now start accepting you and giving you gigs? How was it? How was the difference between
there
before
was,
and
like
after?
you could tell at some point, but I think even initially I still used to get gigs even when I was a dark skin, So I think it's just, there's a lot of identity confusion, because now you're trying to become something that you think and believe works. But then again, you come to realize later on, it's actually the things you had allowed to educate you, to influence you, that made you think that way. Because right now we have a lot of dark-skinned women who are in the industry. They're doing amazing, not because they're light-skinned, but because they are gifted. So also being sure about the priorities that you have. And aside just from the identity confusion, there's this thing, sometimes women go through heartbreaks, right? And then they want this shift. Shift itashtua watu. Even the ex atashtuka. So I've had women who've come to me and they're like, I went through a heartbreak in Ini. Then one of the things I decided to do to, turn my life around was to start bleaching my skin. Because, my ex once told me I'm too dark. You would have been more beautiful if you were lighter kidogo. You will, there are always those small comments zenye zilikuwa zinarushwa. So you find such women and you come to realize this thing is not even just about you as a person. And for me, trust me, I've had my fair share of heartbreaks. And at some point, I was that woman. And I thought, you know what, maybe if I become a dark skin, then I'll have a different, caliber of men who are going to, and it is foolishness, of course, but that is where I was then, because I did not know what I know right now. So I changed, because then again I wanted to become more appealing to the men. I wanted to be able to attract more men, wealthy men, until I came to realize it's one thing for you to keep on doing something thinking that this is what is going to hold you, especially if the foundation is on sand. It's going to sink one way or another. So I had to get back to my senses and be honest with myself. I never want my daughter, amen, God, you hear me.
Amen.
I never want my daughter to ever feel like she's not enough because she's a dark-skinned girl, or to feel like she has to change her complexion so that she can fit in or she can be accepted by a man. Because if the man wants you because you're light, because I had an instance, there was a lady and she was like, when the husband met her, she initially she's a dark skin, so she had bleached her skin. When the husband met her, she was now the bleached version, yellow version. The husband has no idea this woman is naturally dark and she bleached, you know. And I think this is why, you know, they say men sometimes don't notice other things. So this woman now, she's having issues with her skin, and she wants to go back. She's been told, and even gone to the dermatologist, and she's been told she needs to stop using the products she's using because it's going to get to a place where it's not going to be reversible. So this woman is in a mix. She's like, if my husband knows my initial color was dark and he liked light skins, and when he met me, I told him I'm just naturally light skin, he's going to leave me. So I was like, do I want to get into a space where a man marries me because of my complexion and not because of the real me? Because I'll always have it hanging at the back of my head.
Definitely.
This is not you, girl. You is as dark as the melanin pops, you know? So that was that. And I said, I don't want to become a fake version, because I can't teach my kids to be authentic and to be real if I myself cannot even accept just my skin tone. You know, so there was a lot of that identity confusion, and I had to get my priorities straight and get back to a place of having a solid identity in Christ.
Identity in Christ, very interesting and very noble of you, and it's a good job you are doing it out there, because you're not only showing that you have found Christ, you are also teaching children in school. And I hope you actually talk about this issue to girls in high schools, because like Beverly says, it starts at a young age. And you've also mentioned that it starts with how you teach your child in terms of identity. And speaking of identity crisis, Beverly, that sounds like what Tracy was going through. How does it come in terms of skin bleaching? When you don't know who you are, you don't know who you want to be, you're not sure. How does it come in?
Yes, so identity, one thing parents should do is to actually emphasize on the identity of their children. Positive affirmations every single day. And I love one TikToker, Akoko Val, is it right? Yes, Akoko tends to actually affirm the baby every single day. I am handsome, I am this, I am powerful, like all that, you see. So how does that then end up building an identity in a baby, right? The baby gets, as the baby grows, the baby knows that I am very beautiful in my color. No one whatsoever, in whatever way or form, will speak anything about my color and I'll feel intimidated. Is that so? So building that, and then by just encouraging things that actually build the identity of the baby. Okay, don't speak words, don't speak ill words concerning belittling the baby. Don't speak in what's okay. Maybe you don't necessarily have to belittle or make this baby feel that he or she is done what is belittled. Okay, it's with the speech. I know you've heard of this. Omara. Ikala si yetu. Kuja hivi. Ikala ni very new, unaona? Mara you keep on saying, oh, usikai kwa jua sana. Why are you associating jua na light skin and dark skin? Why are you doing that? You see, so it means that it actually does what? It actually stems from the parents. The whole identity thing, the child won't get to understand his or her identity without the parents coming into building that.
Teach a child in the way they should go, and they'll never
depart from it. Yeah. So by just strengthening that, the kid will actually get to understand and love himself or herself better in her color, in her shade, and everything that pertains to it.
Let's now talk about the long-term effects of bleaching. What psychological effects does it have to someone who's, bleached her skin? She wants to go back, but it's impossible. This is for life. How can you help such a person?
Yeah, it's more of grief. It's more of grief. You are grieving your body, you're grieving your past, you're grieving the initial you, right? So you'll definitely go through all those steps. And that is why when I started, I said healing is non-linear, right? You won't just wake up and say, today I feel like I want to stop it. No. For bleaching, it's totally different. I want to stop it, yes, but understand that there'll also be a relapse. Okay, understand that there'll also be relapse. But again, relapse comes in when now you want to change, maybe to get a better version or just go back to where you are. So, so bring it out your question properly again. Make it loud. What was the psychological question again?
How do you help someone who understands that it is now irreversible when they've gone too far? For Tracy, she was blessed, she was able to reverse it. But what about those people who can't go back?
Okay, fine. Going back or not, either way, you won't get back to the natural you, right? You won't get actually fully to the natural you. It won't be. But then as a psychologist, what will I do? I'll help you understand, help you dig to what roots, what actually led you into making this final decision. See, I sit with you, I understand your pain and help you walk through the pain.
So it's like a grieving process.
It is.
Accepting that this skin is not coming back.
It is actually, right? It might actually come, but not whatever you expect, isn't it? So with me, I'll sit you down, we'll have that conversation, understanding the basic roots, isn't it? And then from there we get to challenge the toxic thoughts. Right? When you get to challenge the toxic thoughts, what happens next? We try helping you walk a new identity. The identity in Christ.
Which Kush Tracy will talk to
we
us
should
about.
actually talk about it.
Before we come to you, Kush, Daktari, what are the short-term and long-term effects of bleaching, and at what point is it irreversible? And if it is reversible, what are the options? Like, what is Tracy will also tell us how is she doing it? Yes.
Yeah, earlier on, I think I described some of the side effects or the short-term and the long-term. And maybe what I can say, is it reversible? Actually, that is a very good question. And most of the time, as Kush did, they are reversible actually. Once you stop taking or applying whatever you are doing. But of course, there are some things that are irreversible. If you are dead, you are dead. You shall never be able to reverse that. Yes, also there are some few skin complications that can arise, and actually we see in some of our patients who come to us, like they get some bluish, grayish hue on the face, marks on the face, and those are very difficult to manage. Those are some of the things that you have to live with. But apart from the skin, again, now you have the internal complications. Diabetes and hypertension, you know how difficult they are. What about the cancers? When you have the cancer, say you have leukemia, you know how it is, the squamous cell. All those are very difficult conditions to manage. The eye problems, yes. When you have liver disease, most of our patients, when they have liver disease, actually again to reverse it is almost impossible. So what I can say, most of the dermatological, most of what we see on the external, they disappear, just like what is happening to Kush with time. So we cannot talk about irreversibility in terms of the skin, apart from maybe one or two things. The stretch marks, of course, with time they come and disappear off. But now the problem is there was internal thing. And actually, I want to bring something again on top of that. One of the complications, of course, you spend a lot of money, right? Yeah, your pocket will just go dry and you cannot be able to return, the money that you have wasted there. Yes.
Okay. Kush, what was it like now, the reversal process? How did you start noticing that now your skin is going back to normal, and how much did it cost you? What product are you using, or did you just stop using the products?
I just stopped. Like, I'm that radical. Like, I think even people know me from back in the day when I was a secular artist, and they see me now, they're like, you are as radical as you are. Because when I was doing what I was doing, I was all in bold and crazy. But now I also do the same thing in the same boldness, and just, I just woke up and I was like, as I said, I just walked to a supermarket. They have cocoa butter oil. They have coconut oil. They have, I don't even think it figured like 5 so, I just went because I was like, if you want to stop something, go for the natural oils. That's the most that I knew then. So that's what I started using. In a week, I could see where karangi kamenda kakipotea. And I was like, are you going to go back? I was tempted. But I was like, now can I use just things which are just maybe in the, literally in this chemist, or, just different, but a bit not as strong, no hydroquinone. And I was a bit like, I thought about it, but anytime I wanted to go back to it, I had to go back into the Word of God. That's why I say, for me, my transformation, a big part of it, not even a big part of it, all of it, like there's no this without Christ. It's that simple. So one of the things I had to tap into who I was in Christ, understanding that the Word is what grounds me and what defines me and what speaks for me. So understanding I'm God's masterpiece. In my melanin, I am His queen.
Say that again.
Yes. So I think there also has to be something, if you don't want to find yourself in a situation where you're back back and forth. You have to get to a place where you have something that cannot be shaken in terms of what you stand on. Because otherwise, if you're doing it, my boyfriend told me if I become Asian, I'm still gorgeous as a dark skin. Relationship will end, then you start thinking of going back. So for me, I had to get something that cannot be shaken and it cannot be taken from me. And it had to be like a standard truth in my life. So for me, Jesus was what happened.
Jesus
And that is
Lord.
what is grounding
That's
me.
good to hear.
Yeah.
And by any chance, has it affected you health-wise? Did it affect you internally, your organs and all that?
No,
It did not.
honestly, no. I don't think so. But there's a time I had a very bad time, not because I had eaten anything, but I knew, I could tell it was because of what I was
The
using.
product.
The chemicals were taking a toll on me, and I was like, you know what, girl, it's never that serious. If you die, as Daktari said, once you're dead, you cannot reverse that.
You cannot reverse
Yes,
that,
so
for
I was
sure.
like, I'm not even going to do this. And also the people that speak to you. My former boss, when I was on TV then, she was such an amazing woman. And she was like, she called me, we had a meeting, and she was like, you're gifted. You're so talented, you're good. But there's what you're doing and you should stop it. Yeah.
So
you
it
should,
also
'cause
had to
she
come
could
from
see it.
someone.
And she knew, like, even how she said it, it came from a place of love. It
Concern.
came from a place of concern. And she was like, you're my small sister. You don't need this. And then she was a dark-skinned woman. Let me even mention that she's Mr. Mima. And, she's dark-skinned, she's gorgeous. And she's like, girl, she said it with so much love. And I was like, this is a voice that I needed to hear. So even young people, be careful about the voices which are speaking to you. Don't just listen to everyone. Be careful, because sometimes your friends will tell you, unakaa poa, lakini wanaona kabisa you're having veins.
Yeah.
Out of that, people carry a lot of malice in them.
For sure.
And sometimes they'll tell you, oh, you're looking gorgeous, you're glowing. And they're seeing the green veins, they're seeing the dark spots, but the stretch marks, but they won't tell you to stop because they're like, let her damage her skin to a point that she loses even the kidogo beauty that she has left. So women have to also be very careful, and also men are bleaching as well.
Yeah,
they're having their issues, and women are even bleaching their kids. This is what surprised me.
It's actually happening.
I was
It's
looking at
really
some
bad.
documentaries, because sometimes to get out of something, you have to go and look at the people who've been there and what has been done before.
Yes.
And I came to realize this is not just a Kenyan thing. This is a global pandemic.
Just in Ghana, in Nigeria.
Even here, not
a lot
even
of-
Dr. Malthea, in one of my practices here, actually I met a 9-month-old infant. The mother was,
9
of course,
months
9 months.
old.
The mother was, of course, totally yellow. And I could see also the baby. And actually, the baby, 9-month-old, came with the complications because of the bleaching.
That's
Yes.
what parents
It's
are doing that to
happening
their
even
kids,
that, yeah.
mixing it
Yes.
in
They're
their
doing
mini
that.
baby lotion.
Yes,
Yeah, and
yes,
it's really
they're doing
bad.
that. Yes, yeah.
You know how I know it's bad? We had a show here on vitiligo. And that lady who is living with vitiligo, vitiligo, you don't choose it. Your skin just
decides
turns
to turn.
color.
Yes.
So
Yes.
she's completely turned light. And she's being approached by someone and amuliza, hey, ulitumia product gani hata mimi nikue hivi white vile uko. Not knowing that this is a condition.
Yes.
It's that bad that people want to do no matter what it takes to bleach their skin. And I'm so glad that we have you, Kush, to just help us understand the impact, the effects of skin bleaching. Now, Daktari, just tell us, what are, the safe ways? Because I understand for people with vitiligo, sometimes they can be actually able to, I'm not sure how it works, but are there safe ways of bleaching your skin or just changing your color, your skin color?
Okay, I think that's there are a few indications, actually, medical indications
Yes.
where somebody can do the bleaching. And one of them is somebody who have extensive vitiligo, almost over 80%. Most of your skin have depigmented, your hair tend to be white. One of the ways you can manage that person is to bleach the remaining parts. One of the pop singers, very famous to all of us, actually had vitiligo. And what he did with the remaining parts, he bleached himself. So that's a medical indication. And it's supposed to be done by a doctor, not by those chemicals that you get out there on the streets. There are also other few indications here and there. We know conditions like acne, pimples, almost everybody will get them at some point in their age. And unfortunately for us, the dark skin, they leave marks here and there. And it's good at that age for those people to look, again, good. But then we don't use all those chemicals. Well, we don't use mercury, we don't use hydroquinone, we don't use all those other ones. There are others that are, you can use them and they are safe. They don't bleach you, but they just harmonize your tone without bleaching. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Daktari. Unfortunately, 1 hour imeisha haraka aje. Our time is up. So, each one of you, your parting shot, and especially just your message to that person who is thinking of bleaching, that person who has already bleached their skin and they're thinking, I need to go back. And also that person who, you know, amefika way too far. What can they be told? What can you tell them? Tuanze na Kush, tutamalizia na Beverly.
I think I'll just say this. God never made a mistake creating any of us. The complexion that you have, it was perfectly made by a perfect God. So we don't need to add to it or subtract from it. So just remember that you're God's masterpiece, regardless of what you've been told. Ground yourself and make sure you are on solid rock, not on sand. Otherwise, you'll be shaken by culture and society and opinions, you know. So you're beautifully created, fearfully and wonderfully made in God's own image. Yeah.
Awesome. Powerful message right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And actually, that's what I wanted also to go biblical. Actually, I think that is Psalms 139.
Yeah, I think it's 139. Yes, fearfully and wonderfully
created. The other actually verse that I can also remember in the good book is the book of Timothy, where all of us we are. Actually, you have said, I think it's 1 Timothy chapter 6. It says contentment, godliness with contentment. So, as a specialist, I've done aesthetics. Exactly, we talk about beauty,
enhancing
the
beauty.
Best. You be the best, but we don't have an ideal. People need to remember that there's no anyone who is ideal. Just love the way you are.
Thank you, Daktari. Tumalizie na Beverly.
Okay. Mine is, I think the floor right now is yes. But again, quoting from again the good book, we were created in His perfect image and likeness, so we don't have to worry about ourselves. And another thing is that whatever is of good report, kindly proceed with it. If skin bleaching is not of good report, wachana nayo kabisa. Now just embrace yourself. You are good. Like melanin is everything.
Yes.
Keep popping. Keep popping. It's actually the best. Na mkuje therapy in case of anything. We'll be there to help.
Beverly is there to help. Wow. Sasa sina cha kuongezea. Mimi niku echo tu pia. Mine is just echo. Yeah, like Kush, Daktari and Beverly have said, you were created beautifully and wonderfully just the way you are. God knew what He was doing when He created you. And so, jipende. Jipende, skin bleaching is harmful. It has negative effects. Tuachane nayo tafadhali. Asanteni sana for tuning in. That's it for our show tonight. Have a lovely afternoon or evening. Have a lovely evening. My name is Chabet Birir. See you again next week. Mungu akipenda.